All right, everyone, welcome to sort of the beginnings of your course for 2327 American Lit to 1865. My name is Brittany Estes, of course, and if you need my email, it's right here at the top of your syllabus. So this video is going to go through your syllabus and your course calendar. So what I'd like you to do first and foremost, you can pause me if you need, is go open and save both the syllabus and the course calendar to your computer. For easy reference. I'll also have this not only here in the course introduction tab, but I'll have it separately in the syllabus tab on the left side of your main page if you ever need to reference it again. So this course is going to run January 17th, May 11th. Of course, it's all online. And essentially, American 1865 is the study of different genres of literature that fit with the historical, growing, contextualized identity of American national growth. And so what we're looking at is how does this literature from early settlers all the way up to 1865 fit with an understanding of what it is to be American? What does that look like? What is that identity really made of? We have a few course goals and some outcomes that you can look at here as far as what we're really working towards, things like critical thinking skills, communication. But I wanted to get to move as quick as I can through all of the information. So you'll have a short quiz at the end of this video. It's your next assignment that goes over all this information. So make sure you do download and kind of look through all this information. So the course materials, what you obviously need Blackboard, and you'll need the appropriate applications and software for Blackboard. So things like Flash need to be enabled. Things like you need to have a Word enabled for this course, my course in particular. As far as the textbook, you will need the Norton Anthology of American Lit beginning to 1865, whichever the current edition is. It would be best. If you can't get the current edition, that's quite all right. The page numbers might be a little bit different than what I have, but that's fine. The same material is in there. There are 2 volumes, so you make sure you want to get volumes A and B. They should come together as a pack. And then everything else will be made available by me online. So Blackboard is obviously essential. If you've used Blackboard before and you're a pro at this, you'll probably be set pretty easily in understanding how to navigate the course. If you're not, if this is, say, the first or second time you've taken an online course through Blackboard, I have made that Blackboard 101 video as well for your sort of edification to kind of help you understand how to use all the different facets of the course. And there will be a lot of explanations and videos as we go along to help make sure that you get acclimated to the course very easily. So for my course, this course has 4 units, and each of them has their own unit essay. And essentially they're weighted sort of in increasing growth. So your first essay is the early settlement essay. It's 10% of your grade. The second one is going to be 20. The third one is also 20, and then the fourth one is 15. You will have altogether these essays count for 65% of your grade. The other 35% will come from quizzes, which will be 10%, writing assignments. So these are sort of usually about 1-page assignments that are interspersed throughout the different weeks, and those account for 10% total. Those are graded for content. So I'll be looking at what you're writing, how you're writing, and really grading for depth of thought. However, your weekly blog and your online discussion assignments, these will be interspersed as well, and you'll have a fair amount of these. And these are graded mostly for completion. So as long as you're really putting a little bit of thought into them and really completing them in due time, you should be getting some really high grades on these areas. And then lastly, of course, is attendance and participation. Even though it is an online class, there still is an attendance policy in place by TCC that I'm going to be talking about later. So you want to make sure that you really make sure to complete all of your assignments each week to get that full 5%. If you need the grading scale, it's right there. If you need an explanation of what an incomplete looks like or what constitutes an incomplete, it's right there as well. Incompletes are really unusual circumstances. They're not things that often happen. They usually require a lot of coordination between different areas of the college, but it is something that is something that is an option if need be, if something arises during the semester that prevents you from being able to really finish, then we can work on an incomplete. Essays. So this is really important. Your essays are going to be due by midnight on the Sunday of whatever a week it is assigned. So all of your assignments, the way this will work, all of your assignments, of course, will be due each week by Sunday at midnight. So say your essay is due in week 4 I believe it's weeks 4, 7, and then like 12, and then 16, or something like that. You will have an essay due by Sunday at midnight. The link for the essay will close. In each week's folder, which you'll see later, I have a date assigned for each folder. And it'll say something like week 3, February 6th through 10th. That is the Monday through Friday designation of that week. And what that does is helps me track the work week. So I don't put the Monday through Sunday designation. I put Monday through Friday. That doesn't mean things are due on the 10th. That means everything is due 2 days later on that Sunday date. So I will put on every single week, week 3, and then I'll have the date, and then I'll have all assignments due by Sunday, and then whatever the date might be. So I just want to make that very, very clear for you. I have students who always email me asking, is it everything due on Friday? And the answer, of course, is no. It's always due on Sunday. So for essays, everything will be formatted with MLA standards, so we will get into all of that. Everything, I also want to make sure you understand that everything is checked for plagiarism through the Safe Assign database. You are able to view the exact same Safe Assign reports that I'm able to view, and I'm going to talk about that in just a minute about how Safe Assign works, but I want to make sure that's very, very clear. Late work, because this course is semi-self-paced, you have the entirety of a unit open to you at a time, which means you have 4 or 5 weeks open to you at a time. No late work will be accepted. It's really your responsibility to manage your time properly and make sure that you are staying on top of each week's assignments, and it's very clearly laid out, so it should be able to something you can look at every single week at the beginning of the week and say, okay, I know what I need to do, and I know how much time it's going to take. Grades. You can check your grades in Blackboard. There's a gradebook tool on there. I regularly update the grades continuously throughout the semester, so you'll always have a real-time understanding of where you're standing in the course. The attendance policy here is in place. It's a TCC attendance policy, and essentially it says that if you are missing more than 50% of the cumulative class instruction, the instructor can drop you from the class. So really just that just means make sure you're getting your work done each week on time, and you should be fine. Withdrawals, if you need any information on withdrawals, you can go to the withdrawal policy as far as percentage that is given back to you at different dates for withdrawals. It's all right here. And participation, of course, participation constitutes working, through each week's assignments, making sure you're responding on discussion boards, making sure you're emailing me if you have questions, things like that, and really keeping open the line of dialogue best we can in an online course. Important class dates. So again, class begins January 17th. The last add drop date, I believe, for 100% back, or it might be 70, is February 6th. The spring break is March 13th through 19th, and your final day of class is May 11th. Okay, this one's important, academic dishonesty. I say this at the beginning of every course because it's really very simple. If you plagiarize an assignment, you will receive a possible failing grade on the assignment. You'd be subject to failing the course, and you can face suspension or expulsion from the college. This is in your TCC student handbook. It's something that you sign and agree to as a student. So it's really, really very, very simple. Don't do it. Don't plagiarize. It's not worth it. For me, at most, you'll be writing 3 to 4 pages essays. And it's just not worth getting kicked out of the college on a 3 to 4 page essay. And I say this because Safe Assign is very, very good at catching many, many things. And I double check all essays as well. So Safe Assign would essentially, if you've never used it, will show me if there's any other student's paper in the country or in the world that matches your paper. It will also take me, if you take anything from the internet at all, whether it's a citation for bibliography, anything, a quote, if you copy and paste from the internet, even just a sentence, it will find the exact sentence online, and it will not only highlight it and show it to me, but it will take me to the website, and I can see what's been plagiarized. Also, little things like changing margins or spacing in paragraphs, or making period size 13 or size 14 and the rest of the font size 12. All of these things are things that it's very easy to catch, and I do double check, and it's really, really, really not worth your grade for something so silly. So please, once again, don't plagiarize. It's that simple. As far as information from me, all emails you can expect to respond to within 24 hours. All assignments have a 2-week designation as far as returning from the due date. Now, that's for major assignments. Usually it takes about 2 weeks because I have 3 sections at the same time, so I kind of rotate which class gets graded first. But for smaller assignments, things like discussion boards and writing assignments, it's much less, usually within a couple days. I have online office hours. If you need them, you can request them. Otherwise, I don't hold regular office hours online. There is an instant message function that we can use through Blackboard. And then if you need any type of student support services, this is where you'll go. You can, if you have a particular reason that you need student support services as far as a learning accommodation, you can either let me know as long as you go through the office first, you can either let me know directly or you can have them notify me of whatever the learning ability needs to be. And lastly, technical requirements. So you'll need to make sure you have up-to-date browsers. Firefox, Mozilla, Safari are the best generally for Blackboard. Turn off all pop-up blockers, enable your plugins. Make sure you have Adobe, Reader, Java, and Microsoft Office Suite. So make sure that you have Word. That's really important. If you have Pages or anything else, it's not going to work for your major essay assignments. It has to be in Word. So make sure you find a free version of that online and download it, or have access to, say, a friend's computer or a school computer. And then make sure that everything, of course, is free of spyware and that you have access and know how to use your TCC email account. If you have a power outage, technical issue, whatever it might be, first thing first, call the 24/7 help desk. The number is right there. They are wonderful. They will always take your call. They will always help you. Next, make sure you send me an email at the time of the issue, and if possible, screenshot whatever the issue might be and attach that to your email. So I will do my best to help you. I've been doing this for a long time, so I've seen a few different things and know how to work a few sort of debugs, but I'm by no means a tech expert, so I will do my best to help you, but really help desk is always the first thing you should go to. So that's it as far as our syllabus. If you have any questions, let me know. I am going to pull up our course calendar real quick, and then you can see what we're going to do as far as the course calendar. Just one moment. I'm so sorry. So for our course calendar, what I have for you is a general course calendar here. Each week's assignment is completely laid out with a to-do list. But this will help you understand just generally how we're moving throughout the course. And as I say up here, it's really important to understand that everything is subject to change at my discretion, because things might change. We might get behind, we might get ahead. I'm not, things change with different things. So this is a general layout and understanding. So weeks 1 through 4, we'll be working through early encounters and early settlements. So we're looking at things like Columbus, De Vaca, John Smith, Native American texts. And we'll finish off with Anne Bradstreet, and your first essay will be due on Sunday, February 12th. And as we're working through, I want you to notice that we're really working to understand what is it that makes an American identity in terms of literature. So what pieces of writing contributed to our understanding of what America really and truly is. But we're also looking at the marginalized voices. That's really important in this whole course, is that we're looking at the voices that don't always get studied and the voices that don't always make it into the history books or your AP tests. And we're looking at who are the people beyond just John Smith, beyond Columbus, beyond the names we know so well. So who are the voices that often get lost in American literature? The second unit we'll be doing is the Enlightenment unit. This is where we get into these Enlightenment ideals and our founding fathers, so the ideas of democracy and philosophy and sort of different voices sort of being heard for the first time. Your second essay will be due on Sunday, March 5th. The third unit is the Romanticism unit, and this is where we get into a lot of romantic poetry and a lot of Gothic romanticism like Edgar Allan Poe. And then we're working through Hawthorne and Melville, of course, Moby Dick. And then that third essay will be due on Sunday, April 9th. Now, importantly, on spring break, you will not have any assignments, so hopefully you'll go out and enjoy your spring break and come back ready to work. And then your last unit is a Transcendentalism unit, and that's going to be weeks 13 up through week 16. And essentially, we'll be looking at some transcendental poets, transcendental writers, thinkers as well. And we will end up with Frederick Douglass. And then that last week, you will have your last essay due the week before finals. So it'll be right up the beginning of finals week. And that's Sunday, May 7th. Now, finals week, I don't have a final exam for you because the 4 essays make up the majority of your grade. So if you choose, there's going to be an extra credit assignment available to you during finals week instead of a final exam. If you choose not to do it, then you're done after May 7th. If you choose to do it, that will be due on Tuesday, May 9th at midnight because grades will be due within a couple of days during that week. So hopefully that's a complete understanding of the course. You are done, so please go ahead and go take your syllabus quiz next.